Hey, what's up everybody? This is T, and today I'm going to talk about the 3+1 reason actually how to travel for dirt cheap. When I say dirt cheap, I mean like super stingy when you are on a mission to spend as little as possible. Giving this advice is because so many of the people in our beautiful world just have this misconception in their head that traveling is only accessible for rich people, people who have like massive income or even passive income, where they just like pour the money into the hotels, into the cab drivers, into the flight tickets, into the excursions and so on. But this couldn't be further from truth. Yeah, of course, we gotta admit that there are luxury travel, extreme traveling, and all sorts of traveling which I have tried as well. But this is just one side of the coin, whereas the flip side of the story is that you can actually travel for as cheap as, I would say, $15. That would be a really good entry-level shoestring traveling achievement. I get to the point where just a few weeks before I was traveling for 2 weeks in Caucasian states, including food, accommodation, transportation for 87 cents. This is just ridiculous. Back in my hometown, if I would take the bus, public transport, I would pay for the single journey ticket more than 87 cents. In fact, it's like $1.50. Nevertheless, now the first one is hitchhiking. I have written a book about it, so if you really want to dig into this, follow the link below. But if you just want to get the vast grasp of the story, of the idea, just my advice is to check if you have the thumbs. I'm pretty sure you do have. And then download the application, which would be Maps.me, if you're asking me, because it's an offline real-time GPS location application, which will enable you to get the direction, to see which way you have to head, where are the entrance of the highways, where are the bus stops which are closer to the highway, how to get to the edge of the city, and so on and so on. So I found that application super useful. You go to that place, to the entrance of the highway, that would be my suggestion at least, and you just stand by the road. Make sure that you're not really actually standing on the highway, because that's illegal in all the countries. Some countries force it, others don't force this law. Nevertheless, just stay 50 meters from a distance from the highway. And my suggestion would be just to stand by the curve, because this is the point where the vehicles will go the slowest, right? So you don't want to actually stand the place where the cars are driving like 120 per hour, rather where it's 40, so they can pull over, they can develop eye contact with you, figure out that whether you are a rapist, a criminal, or a person they would be keen on taking. And this will actually not only help you to travel for free, but also help you to socially get more and more open-minded, and that will enable you to do even more budgeting, spend even less on the road, because you will be developing the social skills where you are able to reach out to strangers. I'm going to talk about this later, to ask help in a number of cases, whereas this seemed to be impossible, or not impossible, but too awkward in the beginning of the story. The second one is couchsurfing. And couchsurfing, you already know the concept, I'm pretty sure, if you are considering low-budget traveling. That's actually going to strangers' places and sleeping at there for free. This includes a hot shower, amazing experience after not having a wash for 4 or 5 days, Wi-Fi to catch up your friends, and a local person who's going to most likely guide you through the city, show you the cheapest places, the best local food, the interesting hotspots in the city, and give you the advice which would never be accessible through TripAdvisor, through through the travel guides. Because the good thing about staying with a local is that you are able to actually see the place, experience the country through the eyes of the locals, not through a travel guide, not through a soulless person who has written 200 pages of one city. without any personal and emotional attachment to the place, right? So it becomes more and more authentic for you, and that's actually priceless. Well, free is the exact figure. Also, couchsurfing will help you the same way as hitchhiking to improve your social skills, where you will be able, over the course of time, to reach out to strangers more and more, to ask for help more and more, and that's actually just like pure value, and will enable you to lower your expenses more and more as time goes. Now, the third one is volunteering, working on the road. Of course, if you want to live on the road, if you want to stay on the road for I don't know how long, then eventually you have to face the fact that you're going to run out of your money. Your financial situation will be strongly dependent on the income you can generate while traveling, not the income brought from a previous stage of your life, like a 9 to 5 rat race or whatever. So there are two options here, like I said, either working on the road, which is becoming a digital nomad, or an English teacher, something which will not bind you with a contract of 1 year, or I don't know, like you're not going to be strictly bound to one single place. If you're an English teacher, you can just like work here and there. Language centers will happily hiring you for a month or 2 months as well. Or if you are a digital nomad, which means that you are good with computers, like programming, then basically you're good to go. You're a freelancer. You only need a hostel with an internet connection, and you can monster it through and make money from Thailand, working for an American company or whatever. Just an example. On the other hand, there is the other option, which is volunteering, and that's giving back. I truly believe in the concept of give, take, give, take, give, take, and sometimes we gotta slow down and just like focus on giving. And despite the fact that you are able to help the society to get better, you also slow down. You also take a few days, a few weeks, even a few months off from traveling, and traveling just like actually a sport or a rat race lifestyle, 9 to 5 office job, can be actually exhausting, and you need to take some times off here and there to be recharged. And while volunteering, actually, you're not only able to recharge yourself, but to also have the opportunity to have an in-depth understanding on society, on the local people's life, on the local issues, because actually you will be working, let's say, 3 to 5 hours a day. In exchange, you get accommodation and food, sometimes even pocket money, which will enable you to plan and cover the expenses of your next journey after that current situation. But also it will develop a better connection, more emotional tie with the local people, with your current environment, because you slow down, you take your time, you actually give your heart through volunteering. Here I would like to mention a really nice quote which is about volunteering, saying volunteers are not unpaid because they are worthless. Volunteers are unpaid because they are priceless. And it's not only that you give, but you also take heaps, because you get to understand situations and lives like you wouldn't otherwise. Because if you just like keep on rushing, keep on hitchhiking, keep on focusing on your budgets, it will distract you from understanding people's life in depth. So volunteering is just as good as working and accumulating cash. I truly believe in that. However, it all depends on your financial expectations, financial needs. So this is something you gotta consider personally. Nevertheless, hit me up in the comments and let me know what's your situation, and I'm happily advising you. I was in both situations when I had to work hard because I was running super low on cash, and when I had in a lucky situation when I was just doing fine and I was able to just give away my time, which is most precious after your brain actually. So money is nowhere close to time and brain, for the record. But I'll talk about this in another episode. And the plus one, the fourth tips, what you could use in order to travel low budget and stay on the road as much as possible, is going full throttle while you're working. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how long you do, doesn't matter where you do. But while you're working, you should definitely aim for a position, a job which you love doing, which you are thrilled doing, because if you do so, then you're not seeking for Friday afternoon, you are not crying about Monday morning, you're just monstering through. I cannot say the times when I was in so much love with the profession I was doing that I didn't care if it's Sunday, I didn't care if it's Monday. I was working 7 days, 10 hours, monster through, and in a month I was able to actually accumulate more money than in normal situations under 3-4 months. Why? It's not only because I was in love with the job, so I didn't care about the working hours, but because I was working insane amount of hours, I was able to actually to save more, because I didn't go out for a piss on Friday night, I didn't get wasted on Saturday evening, I didn't go to dine out for lunchtime during Sunday afternoon, because I was working Monday to Sunday 24/7, sleep work, and I was just happy as hell. So guys, let me sum up for you. Hitchhiking, use your fun. Couchsurfing, use your social skills. Volunteering and working on the road, consider the needs and act upon this, and save insane while you are not on the road, while you're taking some time off and accumulating money. I hope you like this content. If you did, don't forget to like and share, because that would mean the world to me, and that would be the best feedback that I'm heading to the right direction, that I'm able to give you values. If you feel that I missed something, if you are still left with doubts and questions, then don't hesitate to leave those in the comments, so I'm happily answering you. Once again, this is just my rough idea to-do list if you want to stay on the road and travel low budget. But if there are other things you need to know, hit me up again and I'm happily answering you, because one thing is given, that I'm surely able to understand your situation and answer it. Over the time of 10 years, I've been in a number of moccasins, and I've walked those moccasins happily and sometimes not that happily. Guys, don't forget, you with a little bit of me are shaping society. Bye.